Here's a 20-minute life drawing done here at my studio at School of Realist Art. In this drawing, I decided pretty quickly that I wanted to focus on the portrait. I really liked the turn that was happening where the portrait was turned toward the shoulder and we got a back view, and I really loved the silhouette of the hair. So I started with the back of the shoulder because I just don't really like starting with the head. I feel like I always get it wrong if I start with the head. And I'm looking for the relationship of that shoulder to the spine, to that seventh cervical spine at the turn of the neck, and the curve on the hair that's bunched up at the back before it heads up into that bun. And then I'm going toward the shoulder and the jaw. So I'm kind of focusing on the proportion of that entire upper back and lower head area. Notice that I'm drawing these outlines really slowly and I'm taking a long time, and that's because I'm taking a lot of time looking. Definitely, there are a lot of artists who can draw much more quickly, but when drawing quickly, you're not necessarily getting the specifics of the person. And I think it's all about what your goal is. Sometimes your goal is going to be to get movement and the overall feeling of the figure down. Sometimes it's going to be to capture something specific that you're seeing in front of you in that moment. Here, I'm focused on the latter, which is why I'm taking my time and I'm spending a lot more time looking at the model and not very much time looking at the paper. Now that I have the overall drawing mapped out, I'm kind of looking into the specific shapes around the face and within the face. I really don't like getting into facial features. It's difficult to get them in the right spot, and you'll see that I put down a couple marks there for the eyes and the mouth, and then quickly decided they were not totally correct. A lot of times when this happens and I'm not really sure how to make the correction, I'll start looking at the opposite of the features. So, what I mean by that is instead of looking at the eyelashes, the opening of the eye, the crease of the mouth, I'll start looking at the shape of the forehead or the shape of the light section on the cheek, or I'll get the shape of the chin, all kind of like the negative space areas around the features. I'll start to focus on that for a while. And then that helps me to locate where those details of the eyes, nose, and mouth belong. So once I do that here on this portrait, I am a lot happier with the likeness. And so I move away from the face for a little while. That way I can give myself some time to consider what the best approach is in terms of adding to this portrait. Lately, I really like to build up a lot of the white charcoal on the paper before doing very much heavy shading. But this also has to do with how I'm setting up the lights in my studio. As you look at the finished drawing that I'm showing you off to the right-hand side so that you can have some context for the marks that are being made throughout the video, you'll see that the light is really just occupying a thin area on the model. And that's something that I've been doing. I've enjoyed a lot these drawings where I have an edge lighting, so I'm making sure to set up the light far away from me on the model. That gives me an opportunity to get out the white charcoal and make very specific small shapes on the figure that really quickly divide the light half and shadow half. That also means I can use the paper for the lightest value in the shadow, and I have to use a lot less black charcoal in order to get the full range of values. If you would like full tutorials that help you learn how to work up to this type of drawing, check out the 5-day figure drawing challenge. It's designed for people who are complete beginners to figure drawing or for people who are working on skills for those shorter poses. Check out figuredrawingacademy.com and look for the free 5-day figure drawing challenge.